Hey guys, Geoff here with athletic-mission.com. Today we're going to get back into the batter box and we're going to talk about how to see the baseball, where to look, what to look for, and finally some ways that we can train this. Athletic-mission.com is a membership player development website and facility for baseball players in Oklahoma and players across the nation that either visit with us in person or work with us remotely. Our main focus is to teach the fundamentals of the game of baseball, but it's also to teach kids about processes, routines, and understanding how to work. And that's what we do on the channel. So please subscribe so you can catch all future videos. Okay, seeing the baseball. Seeing the baseball is something that we have heard our whole life as baseball players. Yet very few people take the time to help one understand what this really means. So we're going to do that now. We're going to talk about 4 different things. We're going to talk about how to see the ball. We're going to talk about where we're supposed to look. We're going to talk about what we're looking for. And finally, ways to train this. So let's get right into this. How do you see the baseball? First things first, you must make seeing the baseball a top priority. Your eyes are the feeder to your brain, which is going to tell your body how to move and how to react. So if you're not seeing the baseball, I mean really seeing the baseball, you're not going to be a successful hitter. Number 2, we have to focus on the baseball. Have you ever read a book and not know what you read when you put the book up? This happens all the time on the baseball field. The game of baseball is pretty still. There's 8 minutes of total action all game long. So the mind wanders. So your mind is gonna wander. Even though you're looking at the ball, it doesn't mean that you're seeing it. So again, we have to make seeing the baseball a top priority, and we gotta stay focused. This is not easy. It will take practice and a conscious effort. That leads us to the next point. Where are we looking? This is gonna be different for everyone. We need to keep it simple for the guys that are first learning and understanding the fundamentals of where they're supposed to be looking. We tell guys to look at the pitcher's face or the pitcher's throwing armpit. This is going to get us pretty close to that release point window as the hand enters that window. Now, like anything else, it's going to vary from pitcher to pitcher. If a guy's going over the top, different than a guy coming 3/4 and different from a guy that's sidearm. So you got to pay attention to the pitcher's release point. The next part, it gets really tough because now you have to get to this release point quick enough to pick up the baseball to start the process of receiving information. You can make guys look like he's throwing a lot harder than he really is just by not getting to this release point quick enough. Now what we tell guys is when the pitcher's body pivots and the arm comes forward, that is when you take your eyes from here to the release point, or from here to the release point. So this is where it becomes important to understand where that release point is. And this is something that you got to do when you're in the dugout and when you're on deck. And then now this leads up to what we are looking for. As soon as the pitcher releases the baseball, pitch recognition begins. So a couple things that we can look for, and it'll be different for everyone. We can either look for spin, we can look for color, we can look for shape, or we can find other visual cues to help us recognize pitches. So let's talk about each of these. Each pitch is going to have a spin. The spin can give us an idea of what's coming. So let's start with the fastball. The fastball is going to rotate backwards, and it's going to be a pretty straight pitch. When the ball leaves the pitcher's hand, the ball is immediately going to have a slight downward angle downward angle, and it's going to have some thrust behind the ball as it leaves. So downward and thrust. It's going to pop out. Next part we have the slider. That's going to spin like a clock, and it's going to go to the pitcher's glove side. Now, you're going to see the ball kind of leave the hand like this. On the fastball behind it, the ball's going to come this way a little bit, and then it's going to have some thrust behind it. Okay, that's a slider. Now the curveball, it's going to spin top spin. Okay, it's going to have an upward angle, and it's going to come out a little bit. You're going to see a little hump, and the ball's not going to explode. Okay, and now that leads to the changeup. The changeup is just like the fastball. You're going to have that slight downward angle, and the ball's going to come out. The only difference between that and that, the fastball and the changeup, it's not going to explode. Okay, so I hope that helps you understand. The guys that are really good can pick this up, and this is going to help them hit wherever they are. So that all leads to the understanding of how do we train this. The first thing is that in order to train this, we must understand what we're looking at. Standing in bullpen is a great way to work on it. It's not always feasible though. There's an app called the GameSense app, sports app. It's a pitch recognition app by Dr. Peter Fatty. It's awesome. It's really good, and it's one that I highly recommend, and one you can get a lot of reps with. Another thing you could do is play catch with a partner. And all you're doing while you guys are playing catch is look at the partner's face and try to catch that ball and out in that window. Get comfortable with it. Work on it while you're playing catch. You can get as many reps as possible. Anyways, I hope all this makes sense. There's a ton of things we can do to train our vision to help us improve the skill. And we'll talk about that another time. We do a ton of vision work here, and we love it. So for now, just understand how we see the ball, where we're looking, what we're looking for, and then do the training. That's the GameSense app. Thank you. And if you have any comments or questions, just leave it below, and I'll get right back at you. Thank you.